I just wanted to let you know we'll be announcing the Seller Poll Awards real soon. This will be an annual awards for Amazon and private label sellers around the world. The rules of engagement are, to make this a level playing field, Seller Sessions, myself and Databrill are excluded for being nominated and winning awards. Equally, any consultant, software company or service provider caught begging for votes to create an unfair advantage will be removed and added to the Hall of Shame. The Hall of Shame will be announced along with the other nominations and winners. Visit sellersessions.com/sellerpoll and register your interest. Your community needs you, so make sure your vote counts. Let's get into the show. Hey guys, welcome back to Seller Sessions. Again, I bring back Michael Hartman, fresh from Mexico. How you doing?
Pretty good, man. How are you?
Yeah, good. Tell me a little bit about Mexico. What was going on over there?
I went down there to meet with some friends, have a little bit of a mastermind, learn some new things, and coming back fresh. Next week, I'm off to China.
Yeah.
To learn some other new things.
Sounds
to
good.
learn what the Chinese are doing to us.
Cool. Right. But today what we're going to talk about is scalability. You've been working on a method for about 12 months, 13 months now. Yeah. So you're in a situation where you wanted to find out how you can scale out without having hundreds, if not thousands of SKUs without impinging, would we say, on the quality of it? In terms of imagery, EBC, and stuff like that. So do you want to talk to me about the concepts behind it and walk me through the story over the last 12 months?
Yeah, so approached U.S. manufacturer. For this to work, we needed a U.S. manufacturer.
Yeah.
So a little background, like we had a SKU that was number 7 BSR in overall category, and it was just constantly under attack. And I said I wanted to diversify, which means like low volume, high margins, and just a shit ton of SKUs is what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So research, found the U.S. manufacturer that we wanted to work with, approached them. They were on board. And then basically what we wanted to do was to take this entire manufacturer's product catalog and put it on Amazon, and that was it. We figured we would do FBA, FBM combination. We would test everything FBM, which required like a whole shipping setup for the manufacturing, like a drop shipping. And if things went well on that product or that SKU, then we would put it FBA because we knew the conversion rate would have basically doubled. And that's exactly what we've been doing. So right now, about, 14 months in, we have, I think, around 9 or 10,000 SKUs. We just put up more yesterday. And we're scaling. We have the ability to scale about, right now, 800 to 1,500 SKUs per week, which is pretty crazy, right?
So let's dial it back. So key thing here is going to be listing optimization, and images. This is very crucial when you're trying to do this at scale, because we all know that you can use flat files and stick a load of products on Amazon and that no one looks at, and crappy bullet points and stuff like that. But you're trying to do it from the perception of like, if I only built one listing and I wanted really good imagery and I wanted a really good listing, I need to do this, but X amount of thousands of times. What is the process behind, say, the images, for instance?
So the images are all 3D renders, and we automated 3D rendering. So I can bust out 1,000 listings in about 3 days at this point.
Yeah.
So I have one graphic 3D render artist who works for me. That's it.
Yeah.
Full time. And we put a lot of 3D renders, and we do a lot of automation. And so any task that he had for the first year that he had to do more than once, I went to the programmers and had it automated.
Right.
And then we had it again. He had another task that he had to do 2 times. Went to the programmers, found a way, and automated it. And so this was like an arduous process over 1 year to develop this SOPs in order to get the systems in place to scale at the rate that we can scale now.
Yeah. So with something like the images, the renders, are we talking color and size variations, or are they dramatic changes in these renders?
It can be both, man. So it would be color, it can be size. But for the most part, we do mainly with color.
Yeah.
So, what's really cool about how I do things is we have scripts written with what we call hot words. And so the listings are created based off different hot words. So it could be, very similar products. But how we have the system set up is we change these hot words, and based on the manufacturing catalog, those hot words are plugged in, and it just creates all the listings for us. So let's say you're selling Tupperware, but you have green Tupperware, blue Tupperware, black Tupperware, 14-inch, 7-inch, all these different things. And the sizes and the colors are hot words. And so they'll change, but all the features are the same on this Tupperware. So basically the listings are pretty much automated through the scripts for the bullets and everything else. And then for the renders, the same thing. Once you get the setup done correctly, it's just recreating everything.
Yeah. So talk me, with the additional images, I imagine like the lifestyle and the annotated images and stuff beyond the main image, they're all pretty much the same, but you're just minor tweaks to them to go to that variation?
Correct. So there are minor tweaks. We're using templates. So for each product, let's go back to Tupperware. So we have, one Tupperware that's 14-inch and like 100 colors, whatever. And so what we do is we render all of those, and then we have a graphic designer go ahead and create an overlay for each one of those. Yeah. So that then, gets with Photoshop Actions, it just creates all the listings. So it's a two-step process to create those on the graphics. As far as the EBC, we do EBC on all the listings. It's the same EBC for all the products of that product type. We create one and just paste it over. For the video, because it's the product type, we're just creating one video and pasting it over. So, and that's it.
So it's interesting with the EBC, you've got to get clearance and stuff like that, haven't you? Because it takes there's a manual process in the first few times when you do an EBC, and there's obviously certain keywords where they go, you lead with. Yeah, go on.
So you can put a parent and 100 children.
Right.
You
okay.
Then put that EBC across all the children and then the parent.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So you can do 100 that way. Otherwise, you're limited to 20 per day under review. But with the EBC video, there's no limitations.
Gotcha.
If you didn't know. So you can do as many EBC videos as you want.
So what about things like back-end search terms? And how do you generate them, or do you not bother with those?
Oh, no, I do back-end search term, but like I said, low demand, low volume, right? Yeah. So I'm not stuffing it. There's no reason to stuff it because there's just not the volume there. Yeah. So we're talking like BSR. My best seller is like BSR 5000.
Yeah.
But I would say my average is between like 50 to 200,000, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
So and we just go from there. For the back ends, I have one guy who is working for me now, and he just works all day making listing sets with hot words, So I know where the hot words go, plug it into our system, creates all the listings, the UPCs, everything, exports it to a flat file, goes to the flat file guy for like double check. After that point, we upload it to Amazon, and then I have a VA actually manually upload the images just in case there's an issue sometimes with the scripts. There's sometimes buggy on the image part, pulling them down, like when we create that flat file, because Amazon's always changing the parameters and crap. So we manually do those just to double check if there's any errors in that listing. So, and it's cheap. If you just use a cheap VA from the Philippines, it's a couple bucks an hour. I think it's like a quality check, a quality assurance, and for me, it's worth it.
Sounds good. And in terms of promoting, so I take it a lot of these products have got, you've got the parent and they've got lots of child siblings underneath.
No, man. So I launched them separately, and then depending on how they perform,
gotcha.
I will merge them together if they perform better together.
Yeah. So you mentioned earlier on you do a mix between FBM and FBA. So you start with FBM, test the market, and then what you're doing is you apply a metric to that, saying, well, if this converts this well on FBM, allow for double or triple conversion because the safe haven of FBA, for instance.
Correct. It also has to make sense, right? So products that sell like 1 or 2 per month probably won't put them FBA. Yeah. Products that sell at least 20 units per month, I will put them FBA. And so right now we have, I think, about 400 FBA products. Mm-hmm. And so we're doing also micro shipments into Amazon around 3 to 4 times a week. So this way we never become overstocked.
Yeah.
And go from there.
So there is a bit of there's headaches and teething things you've got to take care of, isn't there? But where did you have any problems with this with terms of customer service? Did that suddenly spring up now that you've got 8, 9, 10,000 SKUs? What kind of impact has that had on your customer service?
So the hardest thing that I had to find, even from the beginning with 500 SKUs, was tracking negative reviews. So you can say, go into the back end and look at brand performance, or now they have this other feature where it'll tell you your negative reviews. Man, they're not accurate. Like, plain and simple, they don't tell you all your negative reviews. So I started using some software, but I only tracked the top 500 SKUs. To track all of them is just, it doesn't make dollars and cents for me. So that's like one hard thing that I've dealt with. But for the customer service, I really try to follow I deal with the customer service myself, just because if there's problems, it normally tells me really early on. Yeah. If there's a problem with the product or a problem with the listing. Mm-hmm. And so we had some issues where people thought they were getting one thing, they got something else. So we had to go back and readjust the listings. And so we went from a return rate of like 15% down to 2%. Yeah. So, and to take care of customer service maximum, it takes like 30 minutes, 1 hour per day. But it's a good way for me to take an overall look at the account every day.
And in terms of how do you define what gets PPC run on those products?
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything gets tested. Everything gets tested. 100%.
Every variation. So
every single variation gets tested.
How are you structuring that in your campaigns? Because there's so many of them.
We've been screwing with this recently because Amazon, as you know, have changed a lot of features at PPC. So what was working 1 year ago is not working today, even on how I used to structure the campaigns. Yeah. So we are doing around 20 variations per ad group. So we can do it that way, and we're also testing 20 SKUs per campaign. So we're testing 2 different ways right now. I'll let you know when we come back with which one is working better. Yes. We just started this test about 2 weeks ago, but all the SKUs are getting tested, 100%.
Sounds good. Is there anything you want to add before we go?
No, I mean, that's basically it. If I always believed in diversifying. So if you have a chance to work with a manufacturer directly and you can scale that manufacturer, by all means, go for it, Yeah. So.
Definitely. And I think the biggest point you provided is the quality of the listing content and research, plus the imagery is always the biggest problem going to scale.
All my competition in that market, for the most part, the big players, and there's like 3 or 4 big players, they use 1 or 2 images. Yeah. So I'm coming into every niche that they were dominating and taking 80% market share and laughing at them. I mean, it's not huge numbers, right? Yeah. But when it adds up, so my 2 main competitors, one has 50,000 ASINs, the other one has 900,000. Yeah. So when you have 900,000 ASINs or 50,000, and I know they're doing, a lot of money, it's just diversifying.
Yeah. I mean, it does make sense. I mean, I've looked at 100 accounts from a consultancy point of view, etc. And most accounts you see people like there's a handful of SKUs that just dominate out front. Some people have got there's just one product that does everything and everything else is also ran. So you're always in that precarious position. If something happens like a suspension, someone gets an attack, etc., especially in your super competitive areas like supplements, but with something like yourself, as long as you don't get an account suspension, you can easily swallow a suppression. You can easily swallow an inauthentic claim or, because it doesn't matter because it's like, all right, we'll bin that off and we'll go to the next one because that only sells every other day anyway at best.
Yeah, so my bestseller moves 20 units a day, I think, right now. But I think I have 14 suppressed listings right now. I don't care. I can go to sleep at night. They will get fixed. Yeah. I don't have a problem with that.
But exactly. But they'll get fixed on your time rather than Amazon's time. So if you go, I better fix those, you can leave that till next week. If that's your bestseller and that's your livelihood.
Yeah, you're screwed.
Exactly.
So I had an attack last summer, man, and the bestseller took off. I didn't expect it. Doing 50 units a day. I was like, all right, 60% margins. I was like, all right, this is huge. And yeah, Chinese came in and didn't like that so much, and I got switched into a restricted category and suppressed listing for 3 weeks. And man, I lost 20% of the overall revenue on the account, which sucks. But man, I still had others, and what ended up happening is like another variation popped to the top and started taking the sales. So they just kind of spread out across the other ones. So even though the Chinese thought they're taking me out, man, I had a blue Tupperware that was selling really well. Now the green one started selling. Yeah. So I was like, fuck you, I'm still selling anyway. So I dealt with the 3-week suspension on that freaking thing to get it fixed because it was a retail contribution VC attack. Yeah. And it took me some time. And it came back, and it doesn't sell as much as it used to. It sells about half. Yeah. I don't care. I just don't care, So, exactly. That's basically it.
Sounds good. Well, look, if someone wants to get in contact with you, how do they reach you?
They can email me, Michael@Innoventic, INNOVENTIC.com.
Excellent. Guys, thanks for joining us. Don't forget, Seller Sessions live June 1st. Go to sellersessions.com/for tickets. I'll see you again in the next few days. Take care.